Okay, there we go. God, I hate that about Discord, and I hate that about OBS. You change your system microphone, and it doesn't update it. Um, so I have a couple of different microphones, and every time I change between them, it just decides, oh, hey, you weren't using the system one, you're using that old one that isn't even plugged in at the moment. So that's wonderful. Um, anyway, thank you for asking, Southern Gaming. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Um, and Conan, I already gave Fraz and Flash a reparation by signing a book for them. Um, let's see. I don't know why desktop audio isn't. Well, I mean, it might be uh, coming through. Let me go stand near a cow or whatever. See if it comes through. Yeah, okay. So, uh, it was always known that someone was eventually going to find this place. Like, I don't care if somebody finds this place. I don't even care if somebody griefs it. That's kind of part of the risk. Um, I personally just want to stream a little bit, have some fun doing it, and maybe build something cool. Probably not. Um, and talk with the community, etc. That's basically the goal here. Like I get the chords are out. I'm not stupid. I understand that someone is going to be able to figure out where I'm standing at based off of the terrain. Like it's bound to happen eventually. Um, and we'll just deal with it when it comes. I think what I'm going to do is go get some diamonds so I can make a couple more. Well, for one thing, I'd like to make an axe, and for another, I'd probably like to make some extra shovels since this one needs repair. So, um, I am aware that it removed the book I signed for you. I will be signing another one. Um, I wouldn't worry about it, but Southern Gaming said that Java is getting the best of him. Yeah, Java's a weird language. Like everything is an object construct, which is just kind of hard to wrap your head around to begin with. Um, I guess I'll make my mine over here. So I'm just gonna do a one block wide mine, like straight down. Well, not straight down, but you know, don't dig straight down in Minecraft. It's dumb. I really wish I didn't have to have that plugin, but um, the simple fact is that even with Paper's patches, it's still quite easy and quite possible to essentially get around the anti-dupe measure that they have. So, um, you know, I've been programming for a long time. No two languages are even remotely the same. Um, I mean, like obviously C++ and C are almost identical in the strictest of senses, but I find it entertaining that uh, even in 2019 we've had freaking 60 years of programming. At this point, we still haven't settled on what a language should look like, as far as code. Because even like a couple of years ago, Go came out, um, and it's starting to get popular this year. And Go is entirely different from, syntax and structure wise from most of the languages that you'd see, but it has equal to or better performance than C in most cases. So, Um, but I know that nobody signed on to listen to me talk about programming. They had some they had some different ideas about what I'd be talking about in this chat. So Let's find something else to talk about. I mean, I know that you did Southern Gaming, but that doesn't mean everybody who's watching knows anything about programming or wants to know anything about programming. Um, like, I enjoy programming, I enjoy talking about it, but that's, one of those things that not everybody gets and not everybody wants to know. I like it, but that doesn't mean that everybody wants to. Um, anyway, this week was interesting for me. The bot problem has been kind of fun to solve. Um, I know some players have managed to get themselves um, temporarily banned from the server, banned air quotes. Um, am I down to re-enable the dupe for the 4th of July? It is unlikely that I will enable the dupe again for the 4th of July. But I will tell you that there are currently two dupes. I mean, it's not really a ban because you don't end up in the bans list, so it works entirely differently than you would think it would. With that in mind, I am going to um, one sec. I would like to go ahead and block out my coordinates here, just so I can hit F3, find out what Y level we're at, and then go from there. So we're not too deep at the moment. And then unblock. Um, let's see. Conan the Terrible asks if I can buy a signed Bob Ross energy drink from me. Probably not. Um, X says book banned people also don't end up in the banned list. Yeah, I know. There should be another word for it, but it is banned. Air quotes. Um, they are not perma banned from the server though. Some message just came in. 1 second. Let's see. Thank you for subscribing, Sour Not Spicy. Let's see. How long are you going to leave them unpatched? Well, they are patched in the sense that um, I have tried to patch them, but the reality is that books are just a failed concept that Mojang has basically shifted upon server owners and said that's your problem. Um, and instead of providing an actual patch for it, they leave us to attempt to run a server where anybody at any time can corrupt chunks, can corrupt region files, can do whatever they want in that regard, can make sure that players can't log in. And I find that the entire concept is difficult because realistically, they should have taken books and stored them in a separate file that had nothing to do with chunks and then did a reference to that book like they did maps. And that's why maps can't overload uh, region files. But they didn't opt to do that, so we're kind of stuck in the boat we're in. I will likely be changing how the plugin works a little bit to attempt to calculate better how many books are in a player's inventory or chunk and prevent saving at that point because of those reasons. But making sure that that math is right is fairly difficult. So, um, Temporal asked how I would go about stopping the bots. So currently my plan for stopping the bots is to pick out repeated phrases, and it's getting better about that. Um, I think each generation the bots have gotten easier to handle. I'm not saying they're they're solved yet because they aren't a solved problem. Um, but they are. Why does it keep changing my? Oh, because I don't have a tool in hand for it. Okay, auto tool is awesome. Um, but they aren't a solved problem yet, and they won't be for some time. I'm tired of them, but like telling a player from a bot in chat can get very difficult, and that's why some players have experienced ending up on the wrong side of that shtick. Um, X asked, I died at 30 million after sleeping in a bed, and I spawned at 0, 0. Why? I don't know. To be honest with you, there's always been a problem with sleeping in a bed not always taking on the first try. Um, my recommendation is to spend an entire night in the bed. Make sure that your player file actually gets saved with the bed in it. And that usually takes about 60 to 180 seconds for each cycle of player file saving. So, TechZem said, so at this point it's beyond a dupe problem, it's a server data problem. Yeah, I agree. It's a problem perpetrated by Mojang in that they basically created a system that has flaws in how it stores data. It shouldn't have flaws in how it stores data in that aspect because Mojang fully could have calculated out, oh hey, if a player has like 20 frickin' books and they're all max size, then their data is going to get corrupted or whatever have you. But they chose not to do that, and so that's where we're at. I'm gonna kill some skeletons down here because I heard them, and it sounded like I could get some EXP off of that. Yeah, yeah. And I hear a zombie, but I don't see a zombie. Hi, Tater Tot. How's it going, man? Okay, I'm gonna build back up here. I like the classic Minecraft oof better personally, but the new one isn't too bad. It made for some good memes. Probably turn on X-ray here in a moment. I think I'm pretty close. I may have to look my chords again. I don't want to get too low. Let me see what I'm at real quick. Come over here, turn that on, and then look. That's. I didn't opt to hop in it this time, mostly because I wasn't sure if I wanted to. I guess I could. That sounds like a great idea. Uh, I'll go ahead and hop in the live stream voice chat, and we'll go from there. How's it going, X?
What's up?
You gonna make a lot of clicking sounds while you're in here?
Oh yeah, I'll put push to talk on.
Appreciate it. I looked very briefly, Flash, at the update they released today for 1.15. I didn't get a good look at it, and I'm not super happy to make an opinion at this point. To be honest with you, I wish that they would fix their other problems first, uh, before they bother to update combat again for the 18th time. Southern Gaming, I don't believe you have to have an invite to join the voice chat. You can just join it. It's on the WiredTombstone Discord, so you're welcome to join it. Let me hit X-ray here real quick. There's some diamonds there, but I don't really want to go for them. Yeah. Okay. We'll go this way and fall through a hole. Oh, I guess they aren't too bad to get at. They're underneath this lava though. How to die in Minecraft 101. No. I think I can just blot out some of this and it'll be fine. Because I don't think it's 2 or 3 layers deep. I think it's just 1. Yep, there we go. Okay, so fortune pick. There we go. Getting some diamonds going here. And that's probably actually enough for me to be able to build what I want to build. 11. I mean, that's enough for a couple of tools. It's a good start. Now to find my exit hole. And we'll probably end up coming back down here at some point. I do like underground builds, so we'll end up doing that at some point. I will send the link here momentarily, and you guys can kind of hop over. One sec. I actually have to go over to YouTube to do this. There we go. I have sent it over on YouTube. Sweet. Thank you to everybody who's joining in. I appreciate it. So my kind of goal for this year, and I want to do it legitly, or at least as legitly as possible. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers on this channel, and I'd like to get to 4,000 watch hours within the year. That would get me to monetization levels, and if I could keep it up, that would basically pay for the entire server bill. I figure I'm going to end up playing here. I'm sorry?
I'm fucking high again, JJ.
Are you?
Yeah.
Buddy, why do you keep doing this to yourself?
But I gotta go.
You don't understand. Last night I was in voice chat with him and he was stoned out of his mind. I was playing trippy videos for him and he was freaking out.
I wasn't even aware that he did drugs, let alone.
He's eating pot brownies of all things.
If he's on 9B, he does drugs. That's how it works, right?
Well, yeah. Clearly, I'm trying to work my way up to House's cocaine level. At the moment, I'm poor, so you know.
Hey, look, man, meth is one hell of a drug.
It is. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get some seeds here for the farm I'm working on.
I think it's that you're the ones that fly the planes from Colombia into Miami, but you're not quite Pablo Escobar.
Something like that. House does a metric ass ton of cocaine. Like, from the amount he's making on 2B, I don't know if anybody else has bothered to do the math, but I'm pretty sure he's over 15 grand a month right now.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Wow.
Hey, Conan.
Hey, how's it going?
Alright, give me 1 second here. I'm going to actually lower you guys down just a tiny bit. That way your pips and pops don't end up on the stream too bad.
Wonderful.
Okay.
There we go.
My mic sound all right?
Yeah, it sounds fine.
Yeah, sounds good.
It always sounds good, man.
I don't know why they decided to put a $2 microphone in my expensive ass phone, but they did.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's your problem.
I mean, he doesn't sound that bad. I've heard far worse. I've heard far better. At the moment, I'm not using my good microphone. I'm just using my crappy headset one.
That's fine.
If people can tell the difference, then I'll switch it up and go to my other one. But I felt like I didn't want to bother to set up the full Blue Snow or whatever it is. It's a giant ass white mic.
Snowball mic.
Yeah. I didn't feel like setting that up and getting everything hooked up for that today because I gotta like mount it on my desk or whatever, and it's just a pain. So I didn't bother with it last stream either, so you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I think the last time I used it was for some of the WiredTombstone videos, like the Joseph Warren ones or whatever. But I'm told that I sound tinny in those videos, so maybe it's better that I use this microphone. Who knows? I know there's some audiophiles out there that are like, "Oh my god, my ears! I've gotta have like pristine quality sound that's just this amazing level of detail or whatever." If I had Para's voice, I'd probably invest in like a $400 mic because that dude already sounds good. So like like buffering it out a little bit, it'd almost be irresistible.
You can just tell us that you're gay for Paradigm, okay?
I am. I'd be gay for Para.
I actually found his lag machine, the 30 mil, 30 mil.
It doesn't work anymore, but yeah, it's still there.
It does work. It does work.
Yeah, but
I
it
found
doesn't
his
work.
mix
It used to be able to get down there to like 1 or 2 TPS. Now it'll get down to like 13.
Yeah, I went from like 17 to 11 when I used it.
Yeah.
What corner?
Not gonna tell you.
Okay.
30 mil, 30 mil.
The most popular corner.
JJ,
I didn't see one there.
I'm sorry?
So I have a question for you, JJ.
All right, I may have an answer for you.
So what do you foresee the update being? Like, what do you see happening with the new updates to Minecraft that you go to on 9B?
So at the moment, I've tried.
I do understand that the update is a little bit away because of the stability problems that it has, but just outside of stability, the exploits, all of this that it's going to cause to update that, what do you foresee with it?
So the biggest problem I think I'm going to see, at least from a how do I stop it perspective, is the fact that Minecraft has kind of changed the way that maps work in general. Um, and if you do actually manage to breach the full map cap, I'm pretty sure that that's actually going to cause some real issues. Like, not, oh, people can't make maps anymore. I think it's going to actually be more along the lines of chunk corruption and or world not working correctly anymore. Because they kind of integrated maps into the core more so. And that's something that I'm worried about. So what will likely end up happening is a cap on how many maps you can make at a time. Now, keep in mind this is still 2 billion, but this is 9B. Like, if you guys can pull it off, you will.
Indeed.
That's kind of your thing.
If it can be done, it will be done.
Yeah. Other issues I foresee.
Nothing.
Yeah, 2 billion isn't nothing. It would take you guys at least a couple of months to pull it off, but I don't want you to pull it off. I'd prefer to have the entire problem just solved to the point where you don't need map IDs anymore. And they should have moved to UUIDs because they're just dumb, but they didn't. For those of you who aren't in the computer science field, UUIDs basically allow for an infinite number of numbers. Well, it's not a number, but it's a string that represents a number.
There's no limit to it.
Exactly. As long as the universe is going, you can keep making more and more and more, and you'll be fine. Whereas with 2 billion, 2 billion is still a very fixed number, and you would think that Mojang would learn their lesson. Oh, hey, people hit the limit before. Let's not have a limit again, right? But clearly they didn't. And that's upsetting, for one thing, because it's clear that they aren't listening to the people who have the technical expertise to be able to tell them, hey, look, we run some of the largest servers on the planet. Consult us about what our needs are, even like minutely. Like the chunk storage format for NBT data is still terrible. It doesn't support half of the things it should, and it's not infinite. Chunks have a very defined limit before you can basically end up crashing an entire server, or before you can end up basically destroying an entire region file. And that kind of thing shouldn't be something that we need to worry about, because as an example, if you couldn't store books in a chunk, then quite literally the entire problem disappears. But they still haven't fixed that, and it's been 3 major revisions now. So this bug goes back to actually 10. 1.10 will allow you to do it. 1.11 will allow you to do it, but we didn't really discover it until the end of 1.11/1.12. So 11, 12, 13, 14, and now 15 that they're coming out with, and they still haven't bothered to essentially create pointers for books. Like, it's not the end of the world to code this either. If I had direct access to Mojang's source code, which, let's be honest here, if programmers like me had direct access to Mojang's source code for Minecraft, uh, then we could implement patches for these kinds of problems on our own, compile it, and release it out there for other people to use, or for Mojang to put into their core or whatever have you, if they wanted. And it wouldn't be a problem. The problem is that they're still doing the very having the server source code doesn't mean you get the game source code. It just means you have the server source code. And so, like, even now, anybody who's trying to modify the server on any realistic level ends up doing back patches over functions and decompiling their libraries. All of this is a lot of extra work for nothing, and you end up with patches like Paper spending half of their time working on things that shouldn't even be an issue to maintain backwards compatibility with Mojang's software. It just, there's no reason for it. And this is still the nature of what we've been stuck with since 1.8 and before. I mean, there's no reason that 1.8 couldn't have supported all of the current features of Minecraft, uh, and allowed people to pick and choose what they wanted. But instead, we're stuck with, antiquated and kind of broken systems. And I know nobody here really cares about any of that, but it would be nice if we had a choice in how we handled these things.
Well, as a fix, and this is just from the top of my head, why couldn't you create a mod and use the data that you already have for books and basically replace them? I mean, I understand you want to keep it vanilla. It's an anarchy server. You want to keep it as vanilla as possible.
The client
But
wouldn't support it. I'd have to
the client ones.
I would have to make a brand new client for that, in theory. And running a custom client just for a single Minecraft server isn't very feasible. How many people are going to download a custom client to support that?
I know jack shit about Minecraft's code. Most of my knowledge on game development came from when I was working in Unity and also from a Unity game called 7 Days to Die. And I ran into the same problem where you edit modded stuff and the client says no.
Pretty much. So what we could do, theoretically, is create a custom version of Minecraft server that would return the book as part of the chunk as if it was in the chunk, but the client still wouldn't accept that if the chunk was too big. And so you end up with caps there, because the client expects to receive a download of the entire chunk. So that includes the entire source of all the books whenever a book's referenced. So as an example, that means that in a single chunk, you could have 64 megabytes of data being transmitted to the client just to be able to set it up, and that's the current chunk cap. But if you have, if I modified the system to, use pointers or whatever have you, my understanding is that I would end up with, terabytes of data being downloaded if the chunk was big enough. So the solution needs to be both client and server related, because frankly the answer should be, when a user visits a chunk, they shouldn't download the entire source of the book. They should download a pointer to that book or whatever have you.
And then if they access a specific book, it will then.
Request from the server, hey, give me these pages from this book at
Right.
that point. That's what should happen, but that's not the way it was designed to work.
Minecraft has no bugs. What do you mean? It's
Yeah.
a perfectly developed game.
Well, the server doesn't check anything you send to it, so almost every bug is basically a pack, with the exception of the book dupe or whatever. Most of the bugs are all the server didn't check for this, so we're just going to allow for it because these numbers are totally cool. User wants to move 54,000 blocks a second. That must be okay, right? So, like,
Hold on, 54,000 blocks a second?
yeah, whatever.
I'm only able to do 1,000 a second.
Yeah, I know. But literally, you can DDoS the server into getting what you want, and that's what the donkey dupe was. That's what the 1111 dupe was. That's what That's what timer is. Like, and while I could sit here and try to figure out exactly how many packets you should be sending for everything, and we do that for some things like timer and stuff, those checks are prohibitively expensive. Like, the more you do of them, the slower the server gets. I try not to do a ton of those, but we still have, other issues to handle. But it's interesting that we still have problems like this, even though, you know, Minecraft's been around for what, almost a decade now?
It's over a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just turned a decade old.
There we go. So I've been playing for about a decade, so which was a lot longer than I thought I'd be playing this game. But
Same
You're
here.
so old, JJ.
I know.
Fucking boomer.
And he still looks better than you, I can guarantee it.
When was the last time you hit a treadmill?
I don't know. I'm not fat, so I don't need one.
Being fat has nothing to do with whether or not you need a treadmill.
I
Being
think it has something to do with it.
being physically fit is a status, not a like you can be skinny and still not be fit.
Abort mission. JJ,
Yeah, yeah.
Abort mission.
Abort
But, like,
mission.
Being fat hurts you in other ways that being skinny doesn't.
I don't know what you mean. I relatively enjoy it.
Fatty.
For now.
Hey, look.
I'll,
I can eat 3 pizzas on my own and be just fine.
I will be honest,
So-
I am not as skinny as I should be. I think I have 30, 40 pounds over what I should be. But I do work out fairly regularly, so I'm not.
Hey man, good on you, man. Good on you. But like, you can run without a treadmill, right?
Yes, I know you can run without a treadmill. In fact, I do it frequently. I like racquetball.
Oh, that's good for you.
It's my favorite sport, actually.
I live at a high elevation, so running.
I
is
dare you
quite-
to try to do that in the South. It'll boil you,
Quite a workout.
alive on the sidewalk.
I live in the South.
Yeah, the South is gross.
I live.
You're in Florida, aren't you?
I am in Florida.
That's fake South.
It's not fake South. Have you been outside here?
That is the fake South, dude. That is 100%
Nor-
fake South.
Northern Florida.
Okay.
The Panhandle is real South. Okay.
I live in the fucking Panhandle.
Panhandle is real South. So
The
you're a
more
real
north you
Southerner.
go, the more southern it gets.
Fibular,
That's right.
you don't need to be here while he's muted himself.
I mean, he could sit and listen. I don't care. I just
He's-
don't.
he's
I just
sitting
don't need his druggy. His
That's you
druggy
living on the
experiences.
East Coast. Gross.
Man, I'm in Jersey. I take that strongly. I'm just
Yeah. You should take that.
I read chat pretty
New Jersey
frequently,
is like
actually.
worse New York.
So Temporal asked, I have an issue with trying to unignore someone and it doesn't do anything. Yeah. I would suggest you try just /ignore again, and see if they can message you. Like
Case sensitive.
it is case sensitive, so keep that in mind.
So you gotta unignore them with the exact same case that you ignored them in.
Yes. So if you put a capital E somewhere in the middle of it by accident, You must do it with, without it. That's one of the things that I think I'll be fixing in V2 of the plugin. But case sensitivity in Minecraft really shouldn't exist for usernames. It's stupid.
It shouldn't exist for a lot of things.
Well, Minecraft's stupid in general, so like.
Yeah, but Minecraft will send the message as though you have uppercase characters in it or whatever, even if it doesn't display them. It's
I would just convert
dumb.
everything to lower.
Well,
Get lower of each value and go with it. It's the simplest fix.
well, that's what I intend to do, but like most people don't understand how many lines of code it takes just to write a chat plugin. I think the entire plugin's like 7,000-8,000 lines of code.
Jesus Christ.
That's
So much
Oh.
work.
Yeah.
That is a lot of work for a chat plugin.
Well,
It's just a lot of work in general. I'm lazy.
Well,
Yeah,
what do you think 9B is? It's a giant pile of never-ending work.
No, it
And you
doesn't.
enjoy it. You enjoy it secretly because you get to play God.
It's not so much about playing God. I like the technical challenge of administrating a server like this.
You also like being able to slash kill nooses, though. So.
I mean, he was asking
And
for it.
Bruno.
Yeah, and you enjoyed doing it. It was a consensual arrangement that you both enjoyed.
We got some great
I
memes out of that.
I mean, Nusis didn't enjoy it after I was done.
He enjoys being able to say that he got slash killed by JJ. Don't lie to yourself. He's grasping for that little relevance. He's like, JJ typed my name in chat.
Is he like Bezo in that regard?
Yes.
Yeah, he's like that. And
Got my player data wiped. Got my player data wiped.
FitMC said my name in a video.
Having over 1,000 people ignored probably has nothing to do with it. It is probably a case-specific issue there, Temporal.
Yeah, it's case sensitivity. Just go through your list and see how you ignored them.
Uh,
Oh yeah, that should be fun. Enjoy.
I mean, if you've
Especially
ignored
if you're
1,000
ignoring
people,
1,000
yeah.
people like a pussy.
One of these years, I'll add a feature to allow you to print the list out instead of have it all display at once in Minecraft for everybody who ignored. So it'll like do a paste bin or whatever.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Like I said, one
Since
of these
a lot
years,
people on my ignore list.
I've got to do a lot of work to get V2 ready. So
2023, guys, 2023.
the reason why I'm building a V2 in the first place is because I want to support. That was nice. I've damaged my sheep. How dare you, Creeper? I want to support the ability for cross-server communication between two different servers with it. And the reason I want to do that is I want to move the Nether to its own server at some point, and then have the overworld be its own server. That way their usages don't intertwine, and you get a higher TPS rating on both of them.
Okay, so just think about the potential with that, though. You could open up a chat room with 4B and 9B. So that could be like 100 people talking to like 4 people. That would be crazy.
I mean, I could do that for like April Fools or something. Like 4B and 9B are now merged. Deal with it.
That would be pretty funny if we could talk to each other in like
Yeah,
a group
that'd
chat
be pretty cool.
if we chose to. I would
Why
like to
would
do
you-
that.
Why would you give it out, JJ? Now you can't do it because people are going to expect it.
People don't expect anything. I said what I was going to do for April Fools before it happened, and people were like, oh my god, what's going on?
Do you
Wait, what
think
did you
anyone
do for
watches this
April
stream?
Well, I mean, 15 people are currently watching it, sadly.
Wow, super epic.
I mean, that's better than the 0 that I anticipated when I started streaming. So,
Hey mom, hey dad.
Uncle Tommy, please don't do it again.
I'm.
No.
I mean, I think that over time I'll get more viewers. I mean, that's the goal.
Yeah.
What
You've
platforms
got
do you stream
almost.
I currently stream on YouTube and on Twitch at the same time.
on? Can I recommend that you stream on a site called DLive?
I don't know what that is.
D Live
Yeah, come
is
on.
it's a crypto based streaming platform.
He dropped the crypto word.
Is there a reason why I would stream there in particular?
Because it's new and a lot of people are looking for content on there. You'll actually
Doesn't-
even
doesn't-
small
me.
streamers.
Doesn't PewDiePie stream on D Live?
Yes, PewDiePie streams on D Live.
Got banned from the server.
You
I
got
don't know
banned
what
from
I
the
said.
server?
I said something.
Did you say Russia hack?
No.
Let me guess, it had a lot of numbers in it.
I can't say Supreme in chat anymore because it just bans me.
Supreme is a banned word. I slapped the bait.
You know, it's actually supposed to be learning, like, what the fucking bots are doing.
Someone is streaming Supreme, probably to make it so it's banned.
I guess it's a good thing that I never talk in game chat.
I mean, you're not even permabanned. It's very temporary.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get rid of the bots that everyone and their grandmother complains about 24 hours a day.
Okay, you're listening to a dumb minority of people.
Just
Okay,
tell them that-
you can just ignore the bots. It's not that
Or
hard.
just toggle chat.
Toggle chat.
The,
Yeah, just
prob-
toggle chat.
the problem isn't the bots, spam, because you can toggle chat, but it's not nobody being able to get on the server because there's literally thousands of bots in line waiting to get in.
Yeah.
Well,
Bots-
that problem is
they
solved
found a
at
way
the
to make
moment.
The bots lag the server too.
Well, I
The
think
bots can lower TPS now.
both of those are solved at the moment. So, like, yes, the bots can get in, but the number of bots that can be on simultaneously is greatly reduced, and it's kicking them pretty frequently. So,
And I think the lag problem that you guys are talking about is because there's so many bots loading so many chunks at the same time doing different shit.
pretty much.
I was on 0-0 when they were on. It was just all bots.
Can we stop with the
Yeah,
clicking? That's like ear shattering.
Who's that?
that's Supreme.
Less ear rape, please.
My bad.
Don't be opening up your bag of chips on stream.
You know, I'm gonna go get a bag of chips just because you said that.
Oh shit! What have you done, JJ?
Don't make me kick you. I will gladly kick you.
Just global mute.
Right?
Hey, while he's gone, nobody will care if you do it.
What was that about bags of chips?
Oh, I got some sort of a notification. It'd be nice if I could see it. The preview screen is just too small, so I have to go look through everything. Thank you, PJ Salt, for subscribing.
You never thanked me for subscribing.
You didn't
So,
do it on
JJ,
stream.
You think you'll ever pass the community channel and subscribers again?
I don't know. Most of the community channel's subscribers are bots, so.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I have access to see those kind of stats. I beg to differ.
I mean, I'm a bot.
I know at least like 50 of them are bots. But the thing is, that still puts us over you, JJ.
Okay, and your point being?
That we cucked you on your own server, bro.
I don't stream as often as. Okay, let's put this in context, right? You have put out videos during a very large upswing, and prior to that, I was in the lead for a very long time. I have just started putting out videos again after months and months and months of not doing anything.
After I begged you. I can't believe you got rid of all the spam in the server. That was historic stuff, bro. Fucking Damas.
Yeah, wait, how'd you do that?
Who the fuck is Damas anyway?
He's a guy who works for me.
Will you work with a cuck?
Okay.
That is vague enough to be worrying.
Spam free, spam free. They're back.
Yeah, they're back.
He deleted so many months worth of spam that we worked so hard to build up. So sad. Bring back WiredTombstone. That was like the most said message in the server, and now it's all gone. I'm sad.
Well, he's back though.
Yeah, he's back.
I
It's
guess
about the
your
history.
requests have not fallen on deaf ears.
That's right.
So we wither spawn and we just wait for them to all die, right? That's what we.
Something like that.
Can you guys please stop withering Nether Hub? I spent so long trying to fix it up just for you fuckers to destroy it.
It is beautiful. I'm actually on my way there right now.
The reason this has more dislikes than viewers is because somebody has decided to dislike bot it. Probably John.
Probably a moron.
Yeah, probably a moron. Okay. So I need.
No, John. So wait, how come Link still has moderator on this Discord?
I don't know.
I mean, you could change that literally.
I could.
But that requires him actually doing something, and right now he's doing something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I-
Very true. Very true.
I will likely do it
Making
after the
that
stream.
is hard. I don't even know if he knows he's still mod.
Who knows? Oh wait, Link knows. No. Or could know. Alright, I'm gonna have to get some more diamonds going here. Because I forgot I need a...
Has anyone
Oh.
found the base yet?
No, fortunately not.
He must have put it far out.
They just haven't told you yet, bro.
Supreme will be there soon.
You know, I don't even really care if people arrive here. The difference is whether or not they grief it, you know?
All right, we've got to go and we've got to get in the video. We got to get ourselves famous, boys.
Yeah, dude. Gotta get. Oh yeah.
You should.
Famous
just give
famous to
Link the
15
corpse
total
now
people.
so that he might show you mercy.
Famous to 15 total people.
Frigga's already there.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's
look,
already
that's
there.
15 more people that 15 more than there was 30 seconds before that.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
15 is more than 14.
This is true. You know, I think those are too low. I'm gonna head back up. I don't want to expose more bedrock than I already have.
You already exposed bedrock.
Like a single piece of bedrock, but I'm not gonna like
Send more bedrock pics, babe.
right. Okay. Thank you for subscribing, Soviet Dumpling.
That's me.
Nice. Appreciate it. Looks like there's some more over that way, so let me try to get around this lava here and see if I can't get to it. I'm gonna have to just fill it, fill this in. I mean, I could just cover it in water. Screw it.
You should turn bedrock on your X-ray so you know how far down you have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I should.
Makes sense. What are you trying to build?
Uh,
Mining for?
I'm mining for diamonds. Just they happen to be surrounded by lava.
What? Like,
Imagine mining for diamonds in the year 2019.
I know, right?
what are you mining them for?
Why don't you just juice some more stuff from Fraz and Flash's stash, man?
But I'd have to go get it, which would expose my location.
I mean, you trying to tell me you can't just TP?
I mean, I could.
I mean, that's how you got there. We all know it.
I have not TP'd on this tune.
Okay.
JJ,
Okay.
TP me your cords, please. Please.
As I told Fraz, I have not TP'd on this tune.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of Fraz, man, that accent. I just need to
Super
have that
exotic,
focused
right?
on. Is it
Thank you for
exotic?
subscribing, No Beard TV. Appreciate it. All right, so I need to head back up at this point.
I wish Fraz didn't hate my existence.
Well, there's an easy way you could fix that.
I'm not gonna kiss his ass.
He's not asking you to kiss his ass. He's just asking you to say sorry.
I mean, that is effectively kissing his ass.
Thank you, JJ.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
We all know how this works. You apologize once, and suddenly they think they own you
The
forever.
sign of humbleness is ass kissing, I guess.
He hasn't given me a reason to be humble towards him.
Ah, come on.
Anybody know the water travel limit in Minecraft for farming in 1.12?
7
8.
blocks? 8 blocks? Oh,
Okay.
for farming it's 4 blocks.
That's what I thought it was. I was like, that seems really high.
Oh, I thought you meant like how like far like water travel.
It's 12 blocks. Don't listen to them. It's 12 blocks.
I'm gonna go
Make
with
your farm
4.
like that.
I'm gonna go with 4. You know what? I like 3 on each side. That looks pretty good. I could probably do one more.
You're wasting space, bro.
I know.
How could you do this? That's not efficient.
This isn't efficient.
Not as efficient as it could be.
How much more efficient do you get than 1 block in the center and 4 on the outside?
You could do
Build it in the
5
ocean.
on the outside.
The question is
You
whether
could
or
just
not.
do bread.
I mean, I could.
Yeah, just do
Yeah,
bread
that's
on
pretty
stream.
Just do
Make sure
bread.
everybody knows. I don't know any working dupe methods because I can't get.
Dupe on stream, bro. I want to
Creative
see how
mode.
you
Yeah.
touched it. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's pretty efficient too, isn't it? You could just like use creative mode to get
Yeah.
shulkers of bread, bro.
I know, right? But I don't want
You could
shulkers of bread. I want shulkers of wheat.
Let Forsoft start working.
Then make shulkers of wheat or make
Yeah.
shulkers of hay bales. Actually, hay bales would be better because that's 9.
I have another question for you, JJ.
I have some answers sometimes.
Do you know what is causing the server to randomly freeze for upwards of 15 seconds at a time?
Yeah, I do. It's called players. It's a cancerous
But
disease.
the TPS is 18 though, and it just suddenly drops, like it suddenly freezes and then comes
Yeah,
back with perfect TPS.
It'd be like that sometimes, bro. It'd be like that.
No, it's
TPS is 19 right now.
people will use entity speed to move very fast and jam a bunch of chunks, which will cause it to freeze momentarily while it tries to save all of those chunks. And then they'll stop or. Are you still high?
Fibular.
Dude, I've been talking for half an hour.
Oh no!
This stream hasn't been up half an
Bro.
hour.
No Beard TV asked why Twitch chat was so quiet. I don't know. Almost everybody hops on the YouTube.
That's because the YouTube is what's advertised.
This is true. I want more subscribers on YouTube than I do on Twitch just because it has a propensity to make me more money.
Yes, it does. That's the way of YouTube and Google.
You actually need money after you. I've been.
DLive would make you a lot of money. And it's all crypto as well.
Oh my gosh, we're back with the crypto, man. Hey guys, you ever hear about cryptocurrency? You want to hear about crypto streaming, bro? Blockchain.
Lord cocaine off the desk.
Fibular.
Yo, you guys want to hear about crypto streaming?
Y'all hear about?
All right,
crypto
calm down,
bathroom?
guys. Calm down.
I got a crypto toilet, bro. It mines Bitcoin every time I flush.
That's sick.
That-
I'll go on the bitch.
That is the only way to mine crypto is to have it mined
That's
when you
right.
flush.
It uses the movement of the water to spin a wheel that powers a computer that mines Bitcoin.
This sounds very inefficient.
It's
I don't
more
know,
efficient than just wasting it. I mean, just
don't know what
imagine
you're talking about.
wasting that power from the toilet water going down.
I know.
You could use
Imagine
spin
wasting
movement
power.
That's right.
Have you
You
guys?
could be using that to mine Bitcoin.
You guys should see my power bill. It's ridiculous.
Is it from 90?
No, I have servers in my house that aren't 9B at all.
Is it for like the Bob Ross can sales or?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's for.
I found that picture or that post on Reddit with the Bob Ross energy drink, and I almost shit myself.
Bro, if you just sign me one that said just your initials, JJ. Okay, you don't even have to put your real name on it. Just sign it JJ. I would buy that for $50, bro. That's all I want.
I'll pay exactly $49.98.
Would the high person stop laughing uncontrollably?
I just want a Bob Ross kid from you, bro.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Alright, everybody chill out. Fibular.
Temporal asked how I fixed the God mode thing. Very carefully. I read your packets. I mean, it's not 100% fixed. I fixed method 1 and 2. The problem is Riga. The problem is Riga has method 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9.
He also knows where you live.
See, I have method 8, so I'm good. If Riga has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9, I have 8.
Okay, I fixed the easy way. Okay, guys. can't let new fags have the ability to go into God mode.
Imagine getting cucked by Riga daily.
Imagine trying to keep a server like this online for 3 fucking years.
I'm done playing games, Riga. As you talk about Minecraft.
I'm gonna bounce off of this conversation. So, what's up, boys?
I'm high.
We knew that.
Yeah, we knew.
Tell us something we don't know.
Fibula.
Hey, Fibular, are you high?
No.
You know, realistically, I have you guys turned down to like 10%, which is great. Because in my ears, you guys are really loud, but then I remember that it's really quiet on the stream for you guys.
Oh, why the fuck do I hear that?
I mean, people can hear your insane laughing.
They can kind of hear it, can't they?
Oh, they can hear you. They just aren't hearing you in the ear-splitting fashion I am.
You should turn us up a little so that they can.
Maybe I will.
It's for that quality content. This is how you're gonna pass the community channel subscribers. You just gotta turn us up. Also, so me and Bob Ross can.
Hello? Get out of here, dude. You're too high for this.
No, stay here. I enjoy your company, Fibular.
Okay.
Love you, babe.
Okay.
How do you attract these people, JJ?
Uh, it's a science.
Turkey server.
It's a science. What can I say? Except this is the largest running science experiment in history.
Block game, no rules, brings the best kind of people together. And
I'm
by
pretty
best
sure
people,
the
I mean worse people.
I'm pretty sure the experiment the government is running on the entire population of America is the biggest running experiment.
Oh, here we go. Conspiracy theory time. We got to hear this.
Alright, what is it?
They're poisoning our water.
MK Ultra.
The fluoride is poisoning our water, bro. The fluoride.
I've got a conspiracy.
Tell us.
The weed is actually eating him.
Let me guess. JJ is gay.
That one's confirmed.
Do you think that crabs think that fish can fly?
Holy shit. Fish are just water birds.
Rip, rip. It's
That makes
it's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we get an F in chat for Fibular's brain?
Yeah. F in chat for Fibular's brain right now.
Why my brain, dude?
wonderful.
F in chat for Fibular's brain. Let's go.
Fibular is so high right now. There's reports of the ISS seeing him outside.
Oh no.
You've got me laughing now.
I don't think he's okay. I'm starting to think he might not be okay.
I didn't know it was possible to overdose on weed until Fibular came in my channel.
So 36 kilograms to OD on weed. So I think he's somewhere around 50.
Okay, other conspiracy theories, guys.
Fibular is effing his own brain in chat.
He ate brownies, everybody. That he's not smoking anything. He's not, that cool. He's actually just eating it.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to fuck up his lungs, bro. He just wants some.
He just wants to fuck up his gut instead. With all that sugar.
You know, eating a weed brownie isn't gonna give you stomach cancer.
How do you know?
Oh shit!
Not with that attitude.
Shit, I don't actually. I guess
I have a point, don't I?
It doesn't. I mean, come on. Would it really? Don't you think there would be some studies on this that would like proclaim that?
No.
Like,
Do you know how little academic research actually happens in America?
What? What is it? What is it, Fibular?
If there's money to be made, plenty of research will be done. And there's a lot of money in weed, you see. So I think there'd be plenty of research on that.
And this is the part where he's seeing giant spiders.
No.
Yeah, he's seeing it.
No.
Anybody think he's taking shrooms?
Do you think?
I think you might be.
Do you think sand is called sand because it's between the sea and the land?
Oh my god.
All right, get out of here.
You are too high. Too high achieved.
He is looking this shit up on Google.
You know there's sand in the desert too, right? And that's nowhere near the sea. Hate to break it to you.
Not with that attitude.
Alright, I'm gonna have to remember how to build a frickin' ladder now.
Well, with global warming, I guess the sea could eventually reach the Nevada desert, but that'll take a while.
It's just the day after tomorrow.
That would be nice. I'm gonna go to the casino and then hop in the ocean.
I mean, we already have like lakes, so you could just go to those instead.
The fuck is a lake?
Okay, are you high too?
Nah, man, I don't know what a lake is.
A lake is a large body of water
That you can
that is not salty, technically. Well, no.
It can be salty. It's just not the ocean.
Well,
It's a large body of water.
actually, there is a salt lake near where I live, but there's also Lake Tahoe, so that's not salty.
Oh, I'm triangulating your position now.
Uh-oh, it's already public knowledge.
Real life cord.
I'm looking up Google images of caterpillars.
Okay then.
This stream is hilarious.
You can't even hear me on the stream.
Yeah, you can.
We can barely hear you in Discord.
I have you at 25% volume at the moment, so it isn't too bad.
I have this nutcase at 125%.
Oh yeah, we are so quiet on this.
Why would you do that?
I'm cool with you guys being quiet on the stream. It's predictable. Even if you scream, no one can hear you.
Do you guys want to see the new
Is that a
keychain?
threat?
No, please don't scream.
I bought a new keychain. While I was high. I was
Does
looking.
it have little elephants on it?
I was looking for some oranges.
I bought a new keychain, so I got high.
I'll send it. Hold on.
You went to buy oranges and you came out with a keychain.
Yeah.
That takes a special kind of person.
Okay, I have done a 10 strip of acid and I have not been that fucked up.
JJ,
He ate too many brownies,
I
bro.
sent it to you,
He's
but
stripping balls. Too many brownies.
JJ, have you seen the Etika monument?
I messaged JJ.
I've seen screenshots of it. I haven't been to it.
I'm there right now. It's beautiful.
Oh, I broke it. I broke my keychain.
Oh.
I got this new keychain. Oh, I broke it.
I just want to give
I'm
Someone
just gonna
help.
give Fib a Rubik's Cube and wait.
We wouldn't hear from him again for the next 2 or 3 months.
We would not hear from him for years.
It only took me a month to figure mine out.
I really need a piss.
Took me like a
Piss
day
then.
the first time without YouTube.
Don't piss in a bottle. Don't be like that.
I was
I don't have
9.
a bottle. I haven't pissed in a bottle since I was like 9. It'd be good fun.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I
No,
said 9.
that doesn't
Why are
sound
you
fun
using
at
my
all.
age?
That sounds kind of like unsanitary, bro.
I could piss on the floor.
You could do that theoretically. Yeah, yeah. You could do a lot of things theoretically.
Your
Or
mom
you could actually go to the bathroom.
I'm in university.
The dean is gonna kick your ass out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm home at the moment because it's summer.
Okay, your mom is gonna kick your ass out.
Somebody's gonna kick your ass out. It's either gonna be your landlord, the dean, your mom, somebody. We know you're too poor to afford a house.
Dude, he's peeing right now, literally on stream.
Subscribe to Wired Tombstone. This is the content you expect to see.
What does Fib's face sound
You made a big sigh. It just sounded kind of like you had a pee sigh, you know?
He's gonna look back at this like an hour or two from now when he's actually starting to sober up and be like, "What the fuck, man? What the fuck?"
That's ambitious, yeah.
Okay,
I'm taking another brownie in an hour.
Oh no.
Oh god.
I'm sorry. Weed rarely lasts more than about an hour or two in my system.
I mean, have you?
You're
When's
so
the last time you had a
hardcore,
good
bro.
edible though?
I've got fucking bomb myself.
I've never had really good edibles, so I can't speak to that.
Edibles, even with my tolerance, and I fucking smoke an ounce a night. Shit. Oof, those last forever.
Imagine living in a state where marijuana isn't legal.
I was high last
Oh wait, I
night.
do.
Yeah, same.
I used to live in a state that marijuana was legal.
Yeah, I know. I know which one it was too.
I'm assuming it was Cali.
No,
Yeah.
no,
It's definitely Cali, bro. Definitely
it
Cali.
wasn't Cali.
Colorado.
Fuck California.
Wow. Yeah, the thing Fib is just murmuring
Yeah,
to
exactly.
himself.
Fuck California. I went through
I hate California so much.
the entire state of California in December, and I hated every square inch of it.
All of it is bad. Just go to any of the other states around it that are way better, like Oregon, Nevada.
Nevada
Oregon
is the shit.
trash. Oregon.
I know, right? It's great here.
Nevada's the only good place left in America now.
I know, right?
Like
So beautiful, bro.
they understand the value of prostitutes there. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
legal prostitution, no income tax. It's just beautiful here. I just love it.
Florida isn't too bad from the perspective of no income tax. It's actually one of the reasons I moved here.
Yeah, it's still pretty crazy though, because you have to live in Florida.
You know, one day there's gonna be a news report, and it's gonna be like, Florida man goes running around naked screaming about the anarchy server or something like that.
Florida man runs a Minecraft server for neo-Nazis.
Probably. I'm glad my employment doesn't.
Busted in radicalism, busting or whatever. FBI busted it up. Do you think anyone's been radicalized on 9B? Like become like a real white supremacist?
I don't think anybody actually believes that shit. Like,
I don't know, man. I know some people who are pretty racist on the server.
Yeah, I know of one that is.
I mean, literally, Fraz is in the chat right now, and he's pretty racist.
okay, let's put this in perspective, guys. The reality is that I think 9 people showed up to an actual white supremacist rally the other day. Like, lowest numbers in recorded history. No one is getting.
Supremacists aren't stupid. They know people won't like them for it. That's why you just gotta stay online, bro.
I am an equal opportunity offender when it comes to pissing people off.
I agree.
JJ.
Fuck everybody.
Pretty much.
Every race has its own insults.
So JJ, when are you gonna move to Nevada and host the server here? That'd be pretty cool.
I host it in LA actually.
You just want to.
Why didn't you want to host it in Reno or Vegas? That would be so much better.
Because the bandwidth just isn't there to handle it. Okay,
Just
if I say fibular, what do you want? Will you stop saying JJ?
Yeah. JJ.
is gay.
You have to actually say it, JJ.
What do you want, fibular? So, all in favor of muting this idiot?
Oh, boys, we did it.
Catch me, bitch.
Yep. I'm in favor of muting him. Let's just do it. Let's get it over with. Pull the band-aid off.
Come on, that's oppressive. I thought you believed in freedom, bro.
I don't believe in freedom to laugh out loud on my stream for hours on end. He sent me his keychain, by the way. Who wants to see a picture of his keychain?
I'd love to see a picture of this keychain.
I want to see a picture of your Bob Ross can stock. Like, I just want to see them all together.
What does it look like?
Yeah, I just want to see how many you got.
I have 0.
Okay, I want to see how many your friend has. I will not name him.
I don't know how many he has. He has a warehouse, so probably a lot. Go buy some.
Can you ask him to take a picture of him? Just, so I can see what I'm getting.
I'm gonna go buy one, and I'm gonna make me a special little trip down to Florida. Only gonna take me a little while, and I'm gonna have you sign it.
I'll have to recheck which shop it was that he was running that was selling them, but maybe I should do that.
Okay. Let me go ahead and see if I can't add this to the stream somehow.
The picture?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I gotta come back to stream. Fibular, how am I going to help you? Sweetheart, there's nothing I can do about that.
Holy crap! It came out huge.
Hold on, I got not on the stream. Give me a second. Damn it.
There we go. This is a meme now.
Hold on, I gotta see it. Hold on, I can't see it.
You guys got to check out this keychain Fibular sent me while high. It's the greatest thing ever.
Oh my god.
Right?
He broke it. I wonder how he broke it.
I ripped it off.
All right.
Fibular is wider than I thought he would be.
Really?
He came from a Nordic country. What do you expect?
It's Germanic.
Whatever.
It's entirely Nordic. Come on, there were Norwegians there for a while, but like the Germanic people were there.
There's no difference.
JJ,
There's
I
no
know
difference.
I'm not watching you build a house of dirt and wood.
You are.
This is farm.
Thank God.
I'm working on a farm.
A farm made of dirt and wood.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot better than what I thought you were doing.
I'm just building a crappy farm. So, no, it's just a multi-layered farm.
I was just watching you place dirt. Oh, I thought you were making a roof, and I was gonna just cry.
I like to think that my building skills are slightly better than that, but what do I know?
Just use Schematica for everything. That's how you get good building skills.
I'm alive! I'm alive!
Oh fuck, never mind.
He's back.
Fuck. I keep falling. I need to make like ledges here. Yep, ledges it is. You're welcome. Your keychain's been featured on the live stream.
Oh no, people are gonna find where I am.
Probably you probably left exit data in the background or whatever.
Let me have a look. He leaked terrain.
Police would like to know your location.
I didn't know being a white supremacist was illegal, by the way.
Is it
No. That was the implication he was making.
Oh,
Who was making? I was making?
I'm gonna see if I've got any funny shit to say.
I mean, if you're actively planning a terror plot, then yes. But that goes for any ideology.
Well, yeah. You can have thoughts and ideas. The difference is acting on them. And that should be the criteria for whether or not it's a crime. Not that I agree with those people, because they're all fucking idiots, but like, they shouldn't get arrested just for believing something stupid. Otherwise, we'd all be in jail because we all believe something stupid. Silent Storm 323, thank you for subscribing.
I have a
JJ,
wonderful topic for the stream that I think everyone can get behind.
do you want a James Duck face reveal?
I sure as hell do.
Anyway, let's talk about religion.
Oh no, nope, nope, nope. We are not.
Can I state? Can I state something?
No, 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 no religion.
Not all Muslims are terrorists.
We knew that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations for.
Stop talking right there. Don't say anything else, Sibular.
I plead the fifth.
That's good.
You
Except
lost
except your country doesn't recognize the Fifth Amendment.
So be quiet.
1812. That's when we burn your White House down.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab a food and I'm
No.
gonna come back to this.
You always take credit for it, and the Canadians always take credit for it, but who was it really? I know you were the same country at the time, but where were they born? Were they born in the UK or were they born in Canada?
Who laid the chicken or the egg? Oh no, that's not how it goes.
I don't think that.
All right, guys. All right. I'm gonna finish out my farm here, and I think we're gonna call the stream.
The chicken laid the egg, and then the egg hatched, and then the chick that came out of it burned down the White House. That's how it worked.
But what is an egg?
Oh, don't.
Why do you want to ask that? I don't know.
Miss me with that, man. Miss me with that shit.
Oh, JJ, this better end up on your channel, like, as a full video, because I know Fib wants to see this.
Oh, I know it's gonna end up on my channel as a full video. I intend to upload all of them.
No.
Cannot wait.
This is gonna be great.
JJ, you must leave.
That's not how this works.
You must leave.
You have no power here.
You don't know where my base is.
Well, iSlime, you see, when certain people hate me, they dislike the stream. So that's what happened here.
Who's disliking this shit?
Cucks.
Clearly, it's John. John dislikes the stream.
It's actually Thomas. He's kind of mad that he can't unionize.
Right. I doubt anyone can unionize anymore. There hasn't been a single good unionization in a long time.
No more unions. No
Hey,
more
look,
unions.
no one will dislike it anymore. There you go. I showed them the muscles.
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
That's gonna get me subscribers right there.
Yeah.
All right. You know what you need to do, Fibular? You need to donate $1 to the stream.
Sure, how the fuck do I do that?
The same way you did it the last time.
But last time I had to pay $10 to sign up to give you $1.
I don't know why you had to do that. Like, it goes to PayPal. You can just contribute via PayPal. It's $1.
Hearing scam email. Pay 10%.
Fibula.
In this case, it was actually like 1,000%.
Donation message. What should it be?
JJ, you're live streaming.
Wow.
This is an inside joke.
JJ, you're live streaming. Take it down. You're showing your friends' financials.
Oh no.
Anything.
Just
Rip.
close
Yeah.
PayPal. We can all see
We know where his warehouse is, bro. I'm gonna pull a heist and steal so many Bob Ross cans.
Right.
I have enough for life.
JJ, why does it say mail order brides on your PayPal history?
I don't
Well, you
think
know,
it does.
everybody's gotta find a way to find love. Some people can't do it as easy as others. So, like, if you got money, it's not such a bad deal.
Mail order bride sexuality.
Like,
New York bride.
Mail as in through the mail, or mail as in, like, the gender mail?
Yes.
Oh, both. That's a
Our
double
company
tie.
is actually
Clearly both.
no. Our company is actually called Mail Mails, where we mail to other mails.
Alright, let's see if this should
But
work.
can they be disguised as women so it's like half gay?
No,
Traps.
Mail-in
that
trap.
would be false advertisement. That would be males dressed as
Like,
females
what
through
if I'm
mail.
into that? What if I'm into false advertisement?
That's why you're not into Kid Island.
Oh, god damn it.
Well, I think I'm out of seeds on this island.
I'll give you my seed, JJ.
Yeah, I'll give you my seed.
Give me the seed of
Give you the seed for
9B9T.
the server. Yep.
Yeah, I'll give you the seed 990. Negative
-80.
A.
Fibbler, you donated money to J. This is some good shit.
You
JJ,
told me
you
to.
died.
Okay, JJ.
Bob
60
Dylan feel good drink.
JJ.
JJ's gay.
JJ.
Yes, JJ's gay for your money.
$60 for a signed Bob Ross can. Final offer.
That's a good offer.
That's a pretty good offer. I might have to take you up on it.
I'm
You want to
sure
take me up on it?
WT
What's DM of the details? I'll do this.
I might have to get like a
Listen,
mailbox or something for it. Get a PO box. Still tell you where it's from,
Just
but
get a Bob Ross can.
Oh, we need a JJ PO box just to see the weird shit Fib will send us.
Why are people messaging
JJ,
me?
let's just meet discreetly
Who's
in
messaging
Nevada,
me?
where you can go pick up on prostitutes afterwards.
you know, I might end up making a trip to Nevada here in the next year or so, and if that's the
North or
case,
south,
maybe.
though? North or south?
Las Vegas.
Aw.
dude, who would
That's
go
like
to
that's like a
Nevada?
country away to me, but I can go. Nevada? Did you just say Nevada? Like some
I'm
kind of
sorry.
cuck?
I'm European. I'm sorry. Nevada's
It's-
been around for like
Nevada.
Everybody,
100 years.
everybody says Nevada in
Well, you
America,
say
but it's like
Nirvana,
Nevada.
right? You don't see your. You don't say.
Do you say
Nevada.
Alabama? Do you say Alaska? Do you say
No,
Canada?
okay, but your states don't make any sense. Okay, you have Kansas and then you have Arkansas. Fuck you.
That's true.
Yeah. Arkansas
Kansas.
is stupid,
Suck my
but
whole
Nevada is okay. Nevada
Swab
is
it up,
okay.
Conan MC.
Say it right.
All right.
Nevada is forever Nevada.
Well, I managed to get a farm going. It's not the world's greatest farm, but I did get a farm going this stream.
That's good to hear.
I know, right?
Like a wheat house.
JJ's actually past the world border. He uses one of the less known methods, Total God Mode. He's just that's where his base is. It's past world.
Yeah, one of the less known console.
All right. So, at this point,
Get to the end world border.
I'm going to say the stream is probably over for now. But I plan to stream later in the week again.
I keep streaming for you.
No.
Yeah.
No, you
Can
can't.
we stream rating Slime City 3?
We can do that later this week if you like.
Can we stream
JJ is going to
rating
base
Canal?
at Slime City 6. Did you know that?
Extremely walking to Nether. 30 mil, 30
To
mil.
Kid Island? That sounds fit
Yeah.
MC shit. Sitting in a boat for 37 days.
That's how I like to spend my time.
All right, guys.
With that boat.
Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream at this point. Subscribe to WiredTombstone. I will be streaming later in the week, so I really appreciate that. Let me know in the subscribe to Fibular. Anyway, have a good night, guys. Thank you.